are ones that do tell a story. How does a song come together for you?
Well, a lot of times I'm just inspired by an event or an idea. So a lot of times we'll come up. I work with this guy, Don Dupree, a lot. Dupe, he's known by. And so I'll call Dupe up and I'll be like, oh, man, I got this American style. I kind of want to do this song about, like, just what a family in America is like, and then he's like, well, write it about your own family. And I'm like, of course, so we do that, but and then you kind of dig into it. But I think the best songs I've ever written, especially about love, are when you are so heartbroken or there's just nowhere you can go, there's nothing you can do. Like, I turn to music and I express those feelings, and it gets intensified, and that's what makes it great. Great songs, I think, lyrically, and great story songs are just really intensified versions of the truth, man. People know the truth when they hear it, and, you just have to, like, you just capture, like, the essence of it and just make it really relatable to a lot of people.
Are you able to sit yourself down in a room with a guitar and a pad of paper and just come out of the room with a song done?
Yeah, I mean, I've been through the Nashville songwriting machine over the last few years, and I've probably done 60 Nashville and LA co-writes over the years where you just, okay, see you at 10 o'clock, we're in room B, you both sit down, you leave with, you have lunch, and then when you leave, you got a song done. And some of those are great. I mean, those are great songs, but I also, like, have this urge to be the artist,
Uh-huh.
and really sort of dig in and tell my story, too. So I think a lot of my best stuff is sort of the stuff that I just get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I have to get something out because I can't sleep and my heart's broken and I'm like a mess, But that's my best stuff. It's hard for me to write when I'm happy. It's not the Kid Rock running around doing all the stuff that makes it hard for me to write. It's when I'm in love that I'm like, I can't write crap. I'm just like, oh my God, I'm so happy he wants to hear about this.
Well, that's what I wondered about if there is a change in the things that come to you to write about, if it makes it tougher when you're getting more of what you want to be getting, if you are. What is it that you're looking for when you play? Do you play to the audience? Do you play to yourself?
I think when I initially started, I'm a big dude, and I never was very popular, and I didn't really go to any high school dances and things like that. And I think at some point I realized that I had this talent to sing, and over the years I sort of realized that nobody can sing like me. I just really got that feeling that I could stand up on the stage and force 100 people at a time. Well, it started with 20, force 20 people at a time to admit that I was great. And then it just made me feel better, about the things I felt bad about in my life. I think it was that simple. But over the years, I sort of developed more of a sense of the art of the whole thing and wanting to touch people with your music and help people and things like that. But I mean, nobody stands on stage in front of a microphone with an amplifier who doesn't want the people around them to give them attention. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
You can sit at your home and play all day long if you want. But once you get up there and make that much noise, I mean, you're definitely saying, look at me, in some sense.
Right, right. What was it? Has there been a gig for you, Ty, that was like a eureka moment when you went, yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing?
Wow. I mean, there were so many littler gigs on the way up. I remember the first time that I stopped playing and an entire bar full of people was pounding on the table chanting my name. I was like, oh my God, this is like a movie or something. But I think when I played Joe Louis Arena, Super Bowl weekend in Detroit with Kid Rock, when he had Bob Seger come out and play, that was one of those moments where I was just like, and he let me go on like half an hour late that night, so I could kind of play to a full house. And I remember looking up into the third deck and being like, dude, don't ever forget this moment, So that was incredible. That was like, you know, they weren't my fans, but boy, I sure caught a good break and got to play for them. I tried to make as many of my fans as I could that night.
When you have somebody that you end up sharing a stage with or working on the same stage with, like a Bob Seger, that you, like all of us, have kind of grown up with, are you starstruck?
Well, God, you know, I'll tell you, one time I was on stage with Kid Rock, Gretchen Wilson, Big and Rich, and a couple other people from the Music Mafia, and we were doing this cowboy thing, and I don't know, that wasn't starstruck at all. I mean, I think when I'm, you know, if we're like sitting in a room or something, that's a different story. You're meeting someone in a dressing room. Like, I've had the opportunity to really sit down and meet Bob Seger 10 times, you know, over the years. He's friends with Kid Rock, and, you know, we've been at the same, like, weddings or backstage, even in the same room. I mean, I don't think we've done more than shake hands, because I kind of want to wait to meet him until he wants to meet me, you know. But if we were all on stage, like, I don't really care. I'd happily be on stage with anyone, and if I've got a microphone in my hand, like, it's really more about me and the crowd and things like that. I don't think on stage there's anything to do with it. Starstruck is not in the picture when it's, you know, when you're making music, to me. I'd love to make music with a guy like Bob Seger or Eric Clapton, or you know, it would just be amazing. But I think I'd feel totally comfortable doing that.
Good. Ty, if you can stick around for a minute, I have to take a short break here, but we'll be back with more of our conversation with Ty Stone in just a moment.